to join us at CONNEX today. I'm going to invite Aya Medhat. She came all the way from Egypt, and this is her second time at PSTD. Aya, she carries almost 2 decades of her experience in leadership development. She had been training leaders in the corporate world of North Africa and Middle East. So Aya, Nuratain Aya Medhat, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Karachi. If you're wondering, I'm well taken care of, well fed, maybe overfed. So thank you very much for the hospitality and for being here today. My name is Aya Medhat, and I'm just now filling the time until someone gives me a clicker. So thank you. All right. So on your tables, you may have a little sticker. If you could look around on your table, you may or may not have something that looks like this. Could you try and locate that? Maybe on your table. Some of you might have access to that. Let's try and do something. This little sticker shows a scene. It's inspired by Van Gogh. Maybe you know him. Starry Night. Take a moment, and I would like for you to look at this little sticker and think about a person, a character who's looking at this scene. It is not you. It is someone else who's actually in this scene, looking at the real scene. What are they thinking about? How do they feel? And what do they want to do next? So I'll give you a moment, and I would love to hear a couple of answers from the audience here today. Do you have an idea? Can you spark your imagination and think of a character, anyone who is standing in this scene right now, and give us something about them, whatever your imagination can spark about them. So show your hand if you would like to share with us, what did this spark in you? Any volunteers who would like to create a fictional character at the moment? Show of hands. It's an easy exercise, and the good thing is that there's no right or wrong. Any takers? We have one here, so can we get the mic? And we have one at the back, maybe we get two. Thank you. Can we get your name first? Thank you.
So hello, I'm Elise. I'm from IJ Insurance from Packages Group. And a little story I think I could derive from the picture is that there's a person who, possibly 30s male, overworked, feels burnt out by society as well, is walking through this gloomy night, and maybe he's thinking that he wants to change for the better. Maybe he's thinking that he wants to make a difference in his life. Everything around looks gloomy, but perhaps in his heart, in his soul, in his mind, there's a little spark that says, I will not be put out.
Thank you. I love this. Give her a hand, please. Can you imagine all of this from just a little sticker around there? Any more takers? I think we had a hand at the back. Yeah. Any more attempts? I look at this and I think of someone else. Let's hear one more. Thank you for contributing. Give us your name first, if you don't mind. The mic is making its way there, so.
Yeah, this is Imran Asad Khan. So I was actually imagining, I think she resembles my daughter, and probably going up in the sky and away from the worries and of her educational challenges and the stresses in the university.
That is very nice. Thank you so much. Give him a hand, please. I know we have so many stories, and once you get the stories going on, it is impossible to get them to stop. But for the sake of time and for the sake of your anticipated, possibly tea coming up after, let me take you through this very quickly. So my name is Aya. I've been working as a talent development professional for a bit over 18 years now. And I will take you through a story of how I helped some of my clients to use AI to become more agile and manage change better. But in order for you to do this, let's take you through a story. This is Layla. Meet Layla. She is my friend, and she is not attending this conference. She's attending a completely different conference with one N, so don't go around looking for her. First, she is fictional, AI. Second, she is in a different conference. Layla is an HR business partner. She loves her job. She's doing it for the people, for the passion. Show me your hand if you're doing this job for the impact, for the passion, and not just for the pay. Show me your hand if that's your thing, right? Look at the room. We are people-oriented in most cases. Layla has this upcoming challenge, which is something that you may be familiar with. A new performance management system that leadership just launched. It requires the leadership and the supervisors to do continuous checkups instead of this one final appraisal at the end of the year. It makes sense, it is agile, it is modern, and Layla is creating a communication plan to make sure that everybody in the organization actually adheres to it. No matter what she did, she created frequently asked questions. She created webinars. She ran a lot of workshops. She sent emails and reminders, and it did not seem to land. Managers were avoiding these continuous checkups, and people were not sure if that is real feedback or if it's maybe checking the box. The word calibration that they used sparked more fear than excitement. She was very excited about this, but people were not as excited as her. One day, she attended CONNEX. She heard our fantastic MC speaking about redefining. She heard Professor Ivo speaking about contextualizing and how people may end up doing things for subconscious minds. She also heard Mr. Ali speaking about AI and that it does not have empathy, but what if I actually used AI to spark empathy? She also read that fantastic book by John Trudy called The Anatomy of the Story. In that book, and I quote, he said, "The weapon of stories is that they get us emotionally invested in the characters. And this can be a lot more than simple cognitive thinking." So she created Zaid. And according to Professor Ivo, Zaid has those big googly eyes and he looks very cute. Zaid is an employee in her company and he is confused, he is unsure, he has lots and lots of questions. And she thought, what if someone else told the story instead of me? So Zaid was created using AI. She went into ChatGPT, she entered the prompt, create a character for me that is surprisingly 30-something, as our fantastic volunteer said. He's confused, he's overworked. She did not see the slides, and I promise you, I have absolutely no idea how did she get that right. And AI responded. Here is a scenario, and if you know AI, you have to go back and forth, and you need to come to it in a good day, or else it will just give you gibberish. You know that. Now, Layla created those engagement moments whereby Zaid became the catalyst of the change, the storyteller. They had a suggestion box that said, "Tell Zaid what to do." But of course, HR was looking at that suggestion box. They also had cutout posters. Zaid was all around the place, and Zaid was telling little stories about how those check-ins can help, about how employees can bring issues to their supervisors, about how continuous performance management is better than end-of-year appraisals. And that actually landed very, very well with her organization. She also took that frequently asked question, very long sheet, and created a chatbot where people can chat with Zaid and tell Zaid, "Hi Zaid, I had this situation happening. Do you think I should have a formal checkup point or just an informal discussion?" And Zaid would respond using that frequently asked questions sheet that no one looked at before. The change was tremendous. People were unconsciously getting the buy-in, because as Professor Ivo said, someone else did it before me. Zaid, who looks cute with baby googly eyes. And that is a pure coincidence as well, I promise you. And he is now doing this new performance management system. And he is struggling just like me. It is not a perfect, wonderful, fantastic world that we are floating over. No, he is struggling. He's real. And from that, Leila realized that she did not need to bring more data. She did not need to bring more statistics or more CEOs and board members to endorse this. She needed to bring someone from within. She needed to add narrative. Now, with this being said, when we are using AI, we are always thinking about it from a human AI, human perspective. It could be a tool that would help you create that agility around the narrative of the story that you're trying to create. In order to do this, and since I've made so many mistakes, and I would love for you to avoid some of them, I am working with a model that I call the CASE model. It is very simple, yet very effective. What does CASE stand for? Again, another acronym. These are really nice, right? Surprisingly, the C stands for context that Professor Ivo just talked to us about. Contextualize. Start with the change that you want to see. You're not starting with the character. You're not starting with the end result. You are starting with the change that you would like to see. What is it that you want to see? And from there, you create attributes of the people who are going through this change. So in other words, you're creating the character. From there, you create the story. Now, the story stems from the people, those who will be receiving the character. You go around, you figure out what are they struggling with, and you take those stories and create those moments, little scenarios, little snippets. This is where the power of AI can help you tremendously. And the E stands for engagement, and this is where you design the points of engagement on an employee journey. Where would they see or interact with this character? So in Leila's case, it was the posters, the cutouts, the suggestion box, the emails with the scenarios. So people are now in the lookout, waiting to see what would Zaid do next. And instead of, oh my God, another email from HR. With all of that being put together, I know it looks very simple, but the beauty of it is that it keeps you on track. And if we would like to take a quick moment and maybe attempt to reflect on this. I don't know if this will be possible to scan from your position, but this is a quick worksheet. If you would like to scan it, have it, download it, it has the case with the definition. And then I know for a fact that some of you now are thinking about a situation or a change or a scenario where you might want to experiment with this. So keep that in mind. See if you would like to maybe experiment a little with that. Now, what does all of this have to do with agility? The tricky part that most of us professionals do is that we wait for perfections. Perfectionism is something that is eating us up. I need the best version of this before I'm ready to launch. But if AI is teaching us anything, it is teaching us that everything is iterative and everything works on the input that you receive. So I know this is a bit of a deep question, but have you ever found yourself thinking, this is not ready to be communicated yet. I will just work a little bit more on it. How many times do you think about this? By show of hands, do you catch yourself thinking, this is not quite ready yet. Let me do a little bit more. And then the problem happens when you do a lot more and you launch something and you realize that you made the wrong assumption here at the beginning and you built a lot of things on it. The beauty of AI is that it's fast. The beauty of storytelling is that it can be collaborative. So you don't have to ride a Rolls Royce as your first vehicle. Walk first, ride a bike next, find a motorbike after, get yourself a Hyundai 2001 specifically, blue color, don't ask me why, and then maybe move to your Mercedes and then get that Rolls Royce. You do not have to produce the Rolls Royce at the very beginning. Being more agile is something that can really help you with creating those cases. I would love for us to try this out. So earlier we talked about the case model, and let's look at what does this look like from Layla's perspective. What was the context for Layla? It's that change management system, a new change management system that is not landing well with people. What are the attributes? Zaid. He's a 35 years old, overworked staff member who looks very cute, that we can empathize with. What is the story? Zaid is trying to adopt the new system. Zaid is forgetting his check-ins. Zaid is struggling a little to get the people buy-in. And then what are the engagement points? Posters, cutouts, emails, story narratives in the company LMS, and those chatbots where Zaid is answering questions. How about we take a moment and we see if this is something that we can try out together. So this QR code will take you to a Menti. If you were to scan the QR code, and in this Menti, I would like for all of us, imagine this, 500 plus people in the room today. If we were to think about, there's a prompt question there for you. You can type your answer and press submit, and then we'll be getting some of the answers on the screen. Is there a certain situation or a change happening currently in your organization that you believe a story narrative and a character created with AI could help? Our fantastic MC, Mr. Abdul Samad, earlier said, do you want to change something? And most of you stood up. So is this change something that a story or a narrative character could actually help with? Let's get some of your answers. It would be great to see if we have some things in common. I know you need me to stop moving around right now so you can actually scan. I'm very sorry. I'm hiding right now. Let's see if we have any interesting or in common patterns. I bet you will have some in common patterns. Okay. Fantastic. We see a lot of engaging. I'm really interested to think about the mice chasing the cheese through a maze. Like, is this a where's my cheese change management kind of thing? Now I'm intrigued to create a short cartoon about it. Inspire, guide, and connect and empathize. That is the key word. And I did not expect it to come that early. It is that sense of empathy. As Professor Ivu said, someone else did it. I think I can do it. I can now empathize and feel the people. Can we scroll down a bit and see more of the answers? Please, thank you. By being in the same situation or problem that the staff is facing. Do you have this sense in your organization where people are feeling HR are disconnected a bit? They live in their ivory towers. They don't know what we go through. This story shows them that you actually know what you can go through. Deal with the company grievances. I don't know who wrote that, but I love you already. This was one of the best uses of it. Mental well-being, grievances, and things that people are sometimes a bit shy to share in public or during their appraisals because they think they might be labeled in any way. Thank you. Communication, we have a lot of empathy. Absolutely using a policy. Chatbots love that. Solving problems immediately. Collecting feedback. You would be surprised. I wish I can show you statistics, just like how Professor Ivu did, but Unfortunately, lots of NDAs signed, but the statistics are mind-blowing. When people are sharing with a fictional character, it's like when people are more than happy to bully each other on social media on a fake account. They are very, very comfortable to share. Thank you. What else do we have? Can we scroll down a little bit more? The relevance to the behavioral trait, love that. Accessibility. Accessibility was one of the great uses of a character. Instead of saying, this person that we have in the organization have those kinds of special needs, you create those fake characters and you describe exactly what do they need and how you can help them. And then that takes the story to a whole new level. Add the baby googly eye effects in their own faces that I just heard about, which is makes a lot of sense. Listening, inclusive culture, definitely. You see a lot of inclusive. Listen to employee grievances, absolutely. Mental well-being, we had that. Increased professionalism. Consumer grievance handling, love that. Lots of empathy as well. Communication, solving problems, policies, policy change guides. That was the first need that I actually tried this with. It was a policy change where people did not really like. It had to do with travel, and people were not getting those lovely books, but now they actually are. So, look at all of these answers. They will keep coming. They will keep coming. And everything you can think of, just bring a narrative, bring a story, bring a character in, and try and be more agile about it. I would be downloading this, cherishing it, and bragging about it on social media with all my fantastic participants from Karachi sharing with me. Can we go back to the slides, please? So just to quickly wrap up, I know some of you are sitting here thinking, I'm not sure. That's the beauty of agility. You do not have to go all the way out. Try something small, experiment with it. Maybe it lands, maybe it doesn't. You'll see. But if this is your cup of tea, and if you think that you like what you're seeing, I have a little resource for you. This resource has the case model with a list of possible questions that could guide you through this process. I found out about all these questions the hard way, the very hard way sometimes. So I would love to share those pitfalls with you in a shape of possible questions that you could ask. Hopefully, then when you are actually developing a story, you know what you should be taking care of at a very early stage. I'll just wait for a minute for people to scan. And as we are wrapping up, I'll be around all day long. If you have any specific questions that you would like to pick my brain on or ask around, feel free to do so. And if you happen to actually try the case model or try creating characters, please feel free to share that with me. I love talking to like-minded people, people who are very professional, very passionate about people, very agile and iterative, and in or not in using AI. Please feel free to connect and share your experience with me. Then I can also give you some insights or input or share it with the world. With this, I conclude my, hopefully, not very long session. And I want to thank you all for your hospitality. I'm around. Lovely to talk to you all at any point in time. Thank you again for having me. It is my pleasure and honor, and it's always great to work with fantastic HR business partners like yourselves. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Can you just stay on the stage? Well, Aya, I just want to tell you that you are just dot on time, so amazing time management. I need to learn from this from you. So may I request Mr. Jawad Gilani, board member PSTD, to join us on the stage to present this memento to Aya Medhat. Can you please join us on the center, Aya?
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
So ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for Aya Medhat, who came all the way from Egypt. Thank you, Aya.
Thank you very much. Thank you.